Like a craft beer through a pint glass, these are the gays of our lives. A show where Lisa and Avery get out their gay decoder rings to decipher the gay alphabet and bridge the gap between the older and younger LGBTQ community and everyone fucking else. And now here are your hosts, Lisa and Avery. Don't blame them.
Hey guys, it's Lisa.
And Avery.
And this week on The Gays of Our Lives,
We are having another special ally episode with...
Cassie and Jordan, which they both actually have two dads. So they're going to tell us what it's like to have been raised by two dads.
Actually, I have three now.
Oh.
Yes, I actually have three. So I have my dad, who was with my dad's boyfriend for a long time named Dan, and they broke up, and now my dad is married to Nick, and so now I have three. That's great.
And they're all still in your life?
Oh yeah, they're all good friends. They're all hanging out all the time. That's good.
And you also have two dads?
Yeah, and two moms. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I was young, like my mom and my dad were high school sweethearts, and they ended up getting married and then had me, and 3 years later had my sister. I'm not really sure where things went wrong, but then my dad ended up dating guys, my mom dated a woman, and now they're both married.
That's really cool.
That's intriguing.
Right.
I guess they kind of found out together.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
that's why they were so...
Are they still friends then? Like I would. No. That was still like a divorce of divorces.
Yeah,
Okay.
just the whole like custody, going
Oh.
through child support, just all of the court stuff
Gotcha.
can get messy.
Yeah. No. Yeah, for sure. That's great. See, I already thought it was a big deal because you guys are kind of like the first generation where that was even really a possibility.
Yeah.
And so then not only, that's cool. You both
That is
have
really
a lot.
cool.
When did... Okay, so your parents had you,
Mhm.
and when did...
They were together for 20 years. So I have three older brothers. I'm the youngest, and when I was 6, they finally divorced. And then my mom moved to Tennessee with us, and I think my oldest brother stayed up here for a little bit while he was doing a play. And then I believe my dad knew Dan for a long time beforehand. They were good friends, and they were like, well, we should probably be a couple because we like each other. That's how it usually works. And so I was in Tennessee for 2 years. Came back up to Indiana, and I lived in Knowlesville for a while. And then I finally got custody with my dad, and they were together for a while. And then they broke up right after high school for me, or right before high school for me. And then Dad and Nick got together after that.
Was it hard growing up with both of you, basically? Was it hard growing up with two parents of the same sex?
It wasn't bad. No, there was some people that were very against it. I had a few kids actually scoot away from me on the bus one time when they found out because somehow it's genetic, and when you're a
They
kid,
could catch that.
yeah, cooties still a thing.
Yeah.
Gay cooties.
Yeah.
Goodies.
Duties.
Goodies.
Um,
Did you have anybody...
No, people were overall like really accepting. I had one friend who was just a really strong Christian, and like he was still my friend, but he wouldn't come to my house, kind of thing.
Well, booties.
Which we're not friends anymore, just kind of for that reason, not
Yeah.
accepting like the fact that I didn't have a choice of the lifestyle that I was living. But other than that, everybody was open arms all the time.
Did you guys come out to your parents as straight? We had a... Well, Shelly's daughter came out as straight.
Oh, yeah,
Remember? To
that's
her
true.
two moms, she came out as straight. She felt like she was supposed to do that.
She
She was
was like-
raised by
Well,
two
she's
mothers.
just really young, and she was so worried she was going to disappoint them when she told them.
But did you ever feel like you had to come out to your dads as, oh, we like, you know?
well, I was too busy crying because I didn't want to have a baby because I didn't really understand that only women have babies. And I was too busy with that to come out as straight. But I was culturally queer is what they call me.
Culturally queer.
Yeah.
I like that.
And for me, no, not really. I guess when I went to my friends' houses, it was weird because I wasn't used to seeing a man and a woman together. And that's kind of when I realized that that was kind of what was normal, like that was what was usual, versus the way that my family was. But I never had to come out and say, hey, I'm straight.
Well, when she said that, I was like, that's kind of I could see
That
that.
makes sense.
If you were
Yeah.
raised that way, you know, you come
Yeah.
out as straight. It makes sense because you're raised opposite of what I was.
Yeah.
You know, or a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are.
And I guess it also helped too, you know, my parents I grew up with them until I was 4 or 5, and then they split. So, like,
Yeah.
I still have the memories of us when I was a baby. But after that, like, everything else is kind of just a blur.
Well, and then like you were kind of able to kind of see how it was a family still, even both ways. I
Yeah.
think too. That was kind of and obviously then you were just exposed to everything was fine. and
Yeah, it was.
that's-
Yeah, it was just normal. As I grew up, I was like, yeah, I have 2 dads. It's
Yeah.
no big deal. Like, do they kiss? Yeah. Do yours? No, it's Nord cooties. I don't like that. It's straight cooties. Scooties.
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 There you go. Yeah. Well, I just think it's intriguing being raised with 2 parents. I think it would be awesome because if I had 2 of my mother, I can't even imagine. That would have been awesome. But I mean, so I'm kind of jealous of you guys having 2 of the same sex parents because envision they're way better parents.
I would
My
say
head.
so.
It depends. I mean, I feel like you can have equally good
Correct,
parents
yeah.
either side, but it is a different it is different culturally because we have the gay parents who come to school, and most people have straight parents, and some people have questions. Some people are like, "How are you born then?" Like they don't believe me. Like
Yeah.
it's not something I would lie about at 10.
Right.
I
It
know
wasn't
it-
a man and a man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's like that. Well, it's a whole other option I didn't know about. Yeah, parents don't tell you. No, so they had questions like, well, they were together for 20 years. It's like, oh, so he decided? I'm like, no, he just couldn't handle it anymore, is how he kind of puts that story together. He just feels like he was,
Living a lie.
yeah.
Well, and obviously then like you kind of got to see like your dad. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but like kind of like I would probably be happier. I mean, in both scenarios, like
I didn't get to see that so much. I didn't.
Too young.
I was too young.
Same.
Yeah.
My older brothers, though, have plenty of stories on, how my dad was beforehand and leading up to stuff like that.
Much happier now.
Yes, very happy.
Now, can I ask, in the gay culture, gay men come in all different shapes and sizes. And I think you told me your dads are bears.
Bear, yeah. Or bears.
Bears.
and that's like big fuzzy guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
With
got,
the
he's
beard.
got the beard. He's got
Yeah.
a huge beard, and I still can't grow much at all. I tried.
Oh man,
It's just,
me neither.
it's
And your dads?
Just my dad and the motherly figure, I guess you would say.
Okay.
He's the one that had taught me how to do my hair, my makeup, all the feminine
Your
things.
dad taught you how to do.
Stepdad, I'm sorry.
Stepdad. Sorry, your stepdad taught you how to do your hair and makeup.
Yep.
that's really cool.
Yep.
So it's crazy though. I mean, because all 4 of your dads, or 5, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess actually are on totally different spectrums of the gay men's and the way they
Mhm.
are portrayed.
Mhm.
My dad isn't so like you would have no idea he was gay if you looked at it. He just looks like a lumberjack. He's got a big guy with a big beard, likes flannel sometimes, that sort of thing. And his husband Nick's a nurse. He's the nicest person ever. He's just so kind and caring. His family is super kind and caring. They're all accepting. It's a great little family. And
That makes me
Great.
smile.
I bet that's great on the holidays. I bet
oh, it
that's
is.
so nice.
It's great. Yeah, everybody's lovey. Everybody's lovey.
That's
That's-
good.
And what about you?
My dad's just the stereotypical dad jokes, dad dress, dad bod. Balding in the middle, has the goatee.
What about your moms?
Well, my stepdad he's just gay. That's
Yeah.
you just look at him, you're like, that man's gay. My mom, both of them actually are just, they kind of dress more manly, act more manly, not very feminine. I don't think I've ever seen my mom wear makeup. She's never done her hair, except for like her high school pictures that I've seen, but
Right.
Sounds like me.
Like
No,
definitely.
My mom did glamour shots.
no glamour shots for my mom.
no, not me. Either. No. That's hilarious though.
Yeah.
But so they don't get along. You said though, really.
Yeah, it doesn't help that my mom just kind of went down the wrong path with the wrong people. She hasn't actually been around, which is why I say my stepdad's my motherly figure, because he's kind of
Okay.
the one, they got custody, actually, like, my dad and my stepdad met on my 10th birthday, like, a few days beforehand, and they met up, got dinner, hit it off, my dad brought my stepdad to my birthday party, and it was cool. I had just got a new cell phone, just one of those, like, little prepaid phones,
Yeah.
and had a bedazzling kit, so we were just putting jewels on my phone. My sister, on the other hand, she was a little, like, skeptical of my stepdad. Like when she met him, she was younger. But he's just been in the picture ever since I was in 3rd grade, and he raised me. So,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's good.
Well, and then you guys are just like, if you see somebody that's gay or trans or anything on the spectrum, I'm sure you just don't even bat an eye.
Yeah.
It's just normal to
Pretty
you.
much.
Yeah. It's just like, I have a very, maybe sometimes too healthy sense of I don't care. like, you do what you want to do. It doesn't bother me.
Well, what kind of community were you guys raised in? Like, I mean, like, I was raised in, like, a very suburban conservative culture, and I didn't, like, know, like, maybe, like, your parents raised you, like, in different areas that were maybe more liberal.
I've been in Noblesville for a while, pretty much my whole life, and we were in a very suburban neighborhood, white picket fence kind of type of thing, but most of the people around us were, I was friends with most kids in the neighborhood, and nobody really cared about my family's view on what they want to do with their life. So
There
it
weren't
was
kids
nice.
parents that didn't let their kids hang out with you then?
Yeah.
Were there, or were
No,
there?
not
None.
not that I know of,
Oh.
at least. So you can stay away from that Jordan kid.
See,
Julia, that guy's really quiet.
back in the day, it wouldn't have been like that. That's,
Yeah.
and with you?
I got brought up in the same kind of community. I'm from Perry Township over near where Roncalli is, and fortunately, my parents, everybody loved them. They were local bartendies. They would always go to all the local pubs, and everybody knew them when they went out. Everybody loved them. They loved us. I never knew of anybody who wasn't allowed to hang out with me either because of it.
That makes me smile. it really does. It really makes me smile because it's.
I feel like I got special privileges though, kind of in school, because I feel like my teachers were kind of afraid that I was going to be bullied or judged for how my parents were. So they kind of I was teacher's pet for the majority of elementary school and middle school.
Nice.
And I think it was partially due to that.
Because
But
they were protecting you,
Yeah.
kind of.
I didn't have that. No, my grades were terrible. A lot of my teachers just didn't. They were like, that kid's not going anyway. We'll just not bother with him.
Oh.
No, I had a lot of good teachers though. There was a few I didn't like, and a few didn't like me. But the show choir director was actually a choir student of my dad's back when he taught. So she loved me just instantly, and
So your dad taught choir?
he did, yeah, and at Noblesville and in Anderson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Well, see, then that's even cool. I mean, just 'cause, his dad being a teacher too beforehand, I think, I don't know, but working with students and things like that.
So now in your adult life, do people act shocked that you have two dads or two moms and two dads? Or I think they're probably shocked more about that one.
yes, definitely.
I mean, I'm kind of shocked. I'm like,
I know. I think I'm the only person that I know of who has a situation like that. Going through high school, there was only one other kid who I knew had gay parents, and he had two moms. Other than that, though, I haven't, except for you now, I haven't met anybody who has gay parents.
I dated a girl that had two moms, and then I knew a guy who had two moms also, but that's the most I've seen of it. I would say I'm more surprised at how many people have homosexual homosexual family members, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize it was so popular. It's really cool. It's just like, oh, I have a gay uncle or anything like that. I'm like, cool. So we have something in common, and it's not weird for you. So that's really, there's not a lot of people who are like, oh.
Yeah, not a lot of people are too shocked.
nowadays,
I also don't just bring it up either. Now that I'm older,
Hi, I have
everybody
two moms.
goes to the same high school. They basically grow up together. We're like siblings. You might as well be. But ever since I've been out in the real world, went to college, now I have my full-time job, it doesn't really come up unless people ask me about my family.
Well, funny thing, I met him at his work because he put in my scooter lift for my mobility scooter. But I met her at a comedy show when I was on stage, and she was doing jokes about her two dads. And afterwards, I was like, "Can we talk?"
By the way.
Can we talk? We have a guest coming in on Monday
That's so
that has
cool.
two dads too. So it just happened. It was just last week, and I met her week, and I was like, "Hey." So it came out. It was really cool when she was telling jokes about her two dads, and I was like, "Really?" And I didn't know about her two moms though. That's awesome.
That's so
It's
cool.
funny. My friends always say that I'm a colorful person with a colorful life.
Yeah.
So I was like, what better to talk about than my colorful family?
You know what? It's people raised like you guys are just more open to everything, not just the LGBTQAI plus, every walk of life. I mean, I don't think there's a racist bone or anything in somebody's body that was just raised acceptance.
Yeah.
And I think, and I hate to say it, I wish more
It's so
gay
accurate.
parents were raising kids, you know, because
Just more accepting people.
yeah, I
Just
mean
more
in general, yeah, I just wish they were more being raised like that.
I just like how Jordan put it where his like not giving a fuck meter like maybe is off because he like forgets that like maybe like oh that there is like a conservative client or something
Yeah.
like you know what I mean
Yeah.
because that like I get that problem whenever I leave here and go to my other job because it's like in my head everybody should get my pronouns right you know what I mean and things like that but then like
How
I
would
have
you not know?
right like I mean like just look at my energy you know I'm clearly like all man like Thor but like you know
I see from the glowing
yeah,
blonde hair.
yeah, you're right. Exactly, it flows. But you know, I have great hair. But no,
Put it on.
put it on. But like, no, when I think about it, it's just. See, now I've totally lost my topic because I was really excited about my hair. No, but it's so I get but mine not giving a fuck meter. Like all of a sudden it's back when all of a sudden someone's like she and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not.
Oh, I
where
do give a
was. Right, like I'm not like where I was 20 minutes ago when I was like on set with the Gays Are Our Lives. Now I have to like be like this female for them. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy to meet. So I mean, you guys are so close in age. You're
24.
24 and
And 21.
21. So I mean, 3 years apart. That you both were raised that way. Because I can't imagine people my age being raised. You know, there was a guy that came out after his son had graduated with me, and they had quite a few kids that were Catholic, and came out later in life, and because he had to hide all that time.
Yeah.
So their kids didn't grow up like that. So I mean, there weren't kids growing up with two parents,
Yeah.
two gay parents back then. You know, I mean, two parents some that were straight, but I mean, a lot of divorced parents, honestly.
I probably wouldn't be alive if that was the case, though, also. Which is kind of funny to think about.
What do you mean by that?
Well, my dad grew up in a very conservative Quaker family,
Mm.
so he had a lot of pressure to not come out at all or have those feelings because they were a sin and very bad. And so he grew up that way. From what I hear from my brothers, my dad used to be very conservative, which is interesting. I'm like, what? Excuse me? You couldn't see certain movies because they were bad. I'm like, that's just so strange to me. I watched Simpsons all day long. It was great. And he was fine with it. But no, he grew up in such a family like that he didn't feel comfortable at all coming out. And so for the longest time, even up to the 20-year marriage, I guess at the end, he just couldn't deal with it. He was like, I have these feelings, I can't get them out, and I have to come out. And he went to the hospital afterwards too, and from just so much depression and all of those feelings, because he loved my mom so much.
No.
She was a great lady. But he went into all that pain and all that despair so he could be happier throughout his life. And I'm glad I could be, born because of that. So that's good. But growing up in a situation like that, it has so much an effect on you because you are kind of a blank slate when you're born, and you are a product of how you grow up. And so, but you have innate feeling as if your sexuality, you can't change that.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Well, and I think that that just goes so far with you guys knowing that from like basically birth. Like, obviously it happened like a little bit later than birth, but like, like you grow up and when you really start becoming conscious of things, it's like you become aware that this is acceptable and you don't have to go through that type of depression or like worry for your friends who are like that, you know what I mean? Like that's not like, it's good that won't be an issue for you because for me in high school, that was like an entire issue. I worried about, like I had friends who were gay that I was like, I don't know if that's okay, and then I had friends who were part of the GSA and I'm like, you're even talking to people about it. You're crazy, and now like why are you telling everybody you're gay? Right, like you push those down, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just so funny because then like hearing like, I don't understand why this was ever an issue in my head. I'm like, because you're not supposed to talk about it in high school, like
Then you had Glee. And
Yeah.
that
and that changed everybody. And
Thank
then
you, Ryan, for that. He's from Indianapolis, the guy who did Glee, right?
Oh, I think I did.
Ryan?
Yeah.
He actually, didn't he come up to your show choir in Carmel?
Yeah,
And look
yeah,
for
I
people
wasn't a
for
part of
Glee?
it at the time, but yeah, he like went and like watched our show. Supposedly, the school that they're against in Glee is based on.
That's
Carmel.
all right.
Oh,
This is
really?
all- this
That's
is all
like-
flowing back.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
guessing
like
now,
I can't
Yeah.
remember what the evil school is
Yeah,
called.
Brian
but-
Murphy. I used to fight Krav Maga with his brother. That's how I know.
What?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
back in the day when I could, when I was healthy.
Back when
Leave me
they
alone.
had to be
When
like
I
a
could
spotter.
walk, when I could walk like a
Later.
normal human. Yeah, leave it alone. Let's drop it.
Now I'm
No.
curious.
So, but you are straight because your
Yeah.
fiance is a gorgeous woman that I've met, and you are also straight because you have a boyfriend. Am I correct?
Yep.
So is that basically proof that gay parents can raise straight
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah, I was raised extremely gay. I was singing "Forget About the Boy" from I cannot remember what play that was.
It's oh my
Please
gosh.
help me, it's gonna hurt me.
Oh, it's hurting me right now.
Okay,
Thoroughly Modern Millie. Yes. I
Okay.
grew up singing that. Like, I was on a chair on my birthday singing it to my family. And I think back to that now, and I'm just like, I don't know how I wasn't gay.
Right.
But
They say, you
You
know,
just enjoy the culture.
it is interesting. I like singing.
well, they say, you know, a lot of times they're like, well, if gay parents have kids, they're going to become gay.
Oh yeah.
And that was my point. Hello?
I've been asked so many times when I do say that I have a mom, 2 moms and 2 dads. They're like, "Oh, so are you gay?" I'm like, I mean, I find women attractive. Does that make me bi? No. Does that make me gay? No. I'm like 100% into men.
That makes sense.
You can find
I
women
would-
attractive.
Yes.
Okay, that's funny because I have the same feeling. I know that that's an attractive man, but I'm not like attracted to him.
Well,
I get
yeah,
that.
and-
yeah.
I'm the same way with, I think you're cute, but
Oh, honey.
no,
He goes, oh honey.
I love you.
You talk
You know
about
that.
growing up singing that song. My stepdad is the biggest Madonna fan
Oh
I
my
have
God.
ever met in my entire life. Has every DVD
I
from
love
like
it.
her live
She's amazing.
concerts, every CD. Holidays when he sings karaoke, he'll stay up till 3 a.m. singing Madonna. Lady Gaga too, but
I'm
mostly
jealous
Madonna.
of how you guys were raised.
Oh my gosh, right? Like my holidays weren't like that at all.
You guys can go to our family functions. It's cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Can we?
My
Oh,
stepdad even
please.
1 year dressed up as Lady Gaga. Did a
Oh, my
whole like
goodness.
outfit change, performed for his friends.
Meat
For holidays?
Yeah,
Oh
for
my God, that-
Halloween.
oh,
Oh,
Because you pick a steak off of the dress and then grill it, the meat suit.
oh.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't that fancy.
That's an expensive dress when you really think about that. Like that's the thing people
It
are like
wasn't
so offended by. I'm like, but do you know how expensive
That's
that
a lot
thing
of
was?
cows.
That was
That
and
sounds
those
worse,
were
actually,
good
probably.
looking cuts. Like those were good looking cuts. Of steak. Like people don't think about that's an expensive dress.
That's a little counterintuitive, though. I think it'd be like, well, women aren't a piece of meat. Like, that one literally is.
That is literally all meat, expensive meat. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Donate
Just-
that later.
It's really cute when Christmas comes around because my stepdad always talked about, like his smelly colognes or like aromatherapy or Madonna CDs or tickets. And my stepdad's like, yeah, you can get me a Wii airplane game or a remote control car.
so he's just the manly man, and he wants the. That's
so,
awesome.
I just love that those are both very different, but very like
They are so perfect for
just
each other.
different enjoyments. It's-
And all of the dads are different. I mean, you got the
Yeah.
bears and just.
I can't imagine having two. And it's not because like I think like certain ones should go together. It's just like that just seems like the best hugs I can imagine.
The
When you
bears.
were sad as a
They do
child,
golf.
like
Well, they do have a hug named after it. The bear hug.
No.
oh,
Sorry,
like
that was
that.
that was too lame.
no, that's fine. I love it. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. You always have the best. You have a lot of dad jokes, and that makes sense now.
I do have a lot of dad jokes.
You have a lot of dads.
I'm pretty lame.
yeah.
I got a lot of lame jokes. It's my favorite.
Dad jokes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, there's a bad dad joke competition coming up.
Should I sign up?
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
I'll have to look on the indie
That
comics
sounds like
to
fun.
find you.
I'd get into that.
Yeah. Do you get dad jokes too?
No.
Just about your
My
dads?
boyfriend does.
Ah.
He has really good
I
dad
got
jokes.
Dad jokes. We should.
We bounce off of each other though. So once he starts making jokes, I can start making jokes, but I don't just come up with dad jokes.
Yeah.
I can't.
Be a lot of crowd work. Do that.
I have no dad jokes except for none. None.
Except for
listen,
none.
I
for
don't
none.
have any dad jokes.
Start
Yeah.
making up mom jokes.
I can do that.
Yeah,
My
but
mom
like
was
not like
amazing.
your mama. You know
My
what I
mom
mean?
was amazing.
That's different.
Not like-
Your mom is so hot. It's not gonna come off the right way though.
No, it's not. That's weird. But anyways, So, I mean, I just think it's really cool, though, and because your generation, I mean, I don't think any 30-year-olds pretty much ever really grew up that way
Mhm.
with two parents or four parents of the same sex.
Well,
Or-
all three of my brothers are 30 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
30 what?
34, 32, and 31.
So, probably 35-ish, yeah.
They probably shouldn't watch this if I got that wrong.
No, I won't get too mad at you.
It's alright. If more and more family each year ask me how old I am, so I feel less bad about it.
Well, the older you get, the less they're like. You know, I think my family still thinks I'm in my early 20s half the time, which I act that way, so it makes sense. But,
I won't
Yeah.
even go into what people think I am, so. They don't think I'm near as old as I am because I don't act it, but that's okay.
That's good.
Hey, that's fine.
And you don't look it.
Thank you.
she didn't know your actual age.
She has no clue.
I
It's
don't
okay.
think I do either.
It's okay. We'll go into that later.
Well, maybe
When it's not on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, not on camera. Yeah. You got anything else?
No.
I just think it's so intriguing. I really do. I think it's awesome.
It's weird for me to think about not growing up that way. Like back in a time where that wouldn't have happened. That's just weird. I don't know. That most people wouldn't understand that dynamic. It's a lot of people think it's a different family dynamic. Like, oh, what's it like?
Yeah.
It's the same. Like, I get told to go to bed and put my phone up.
Right.
I'm really happy with how it all worked out for me.
That's good.
I don't know where I would be if my parents were still together, like what the situation would be like.
Oh man,
Well, I can't-
everything would be
Oh, I
I
know.
feel like
it's-
they're just like toxic after like a certain. Like I'm sure it's why your dad had so much trouble with it. Like you know what I mean. I'm sure it's why your parents came to a head, even being like you know what I mean.
Were
Like,
your dad's able to give you girl advice? Because my parents hated boys coming over.
It was either like a veto more than advice.
Oh, okay. We
So,
approve.
if
Well,
they-
actually, no.
Yay.
Yeah,
No.
right?
The funny thing, it'd be later, like after we broke up, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't like her," but like, why didn't you tell me
Right?
that?
Don't do that.
Right?
You're like, we'll love them if you like them, but the moment they break your heart, we hate them.
I knew it.
Exactly. Exactly. You know,
Something was
it's,
wrong with them.
yeah, it's crazy
See,
because
I love that because that's them rallying. Where my parents like they didn't really pay attention to my dating life. They'd be like, "Are you still dating? What's his face?" And I'd be like, "No," but
I got in trouble one time for sneaking out of the house to go see a boy that they told me that I couldn't be seeing.
oh,
And I got caught, even though it was like all a fall break. I was sneaking out, and once they found out, they took the door off of the hinges so quick. I was doorless for 3 months.
doorless.
That makes it easy to
Yes.
sneak out. You
No
don't have to make a door.
privacy.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I don't think I ever got caught sneaking out.
I
They
didn't
were-
either.
They did not like me being with boys I was not supposed to be with.
Okay, I'm glad you finished it with that. They didn't like me with boys. Thanks.
I'm not supposed to be with. Yeah, no, I didn't have to sneak out. People snuck out, and then they were like, "We'll stay up all night on the streets," and then they would get late and cold, and they would come to our door and knock on the door. My mom's like, "Come in." They would just come to our house. They
That's
knew my mom
awesome.
always had an open
That's
door.
cool.
Always. I had a great mom. I mean, only one, but I couldn't imagine it any different either. You know,
Yeah.
I was very blessed. But
It's awesome.
yeah, so I mean, I think every dynamic, but she wasn't as accepting and didn't teach that because it wasn't like that back
Mhm.
then.
Mhm.
You know, gay wasn't okay back then like it is
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And so it took her a while when I came out. It was hard. It
But
was
she
hard
came
on us.
around.
She did. She did. She came around finally. So,
That's so
and your
cool.
parents are coming around.
No, really, like really, and
They're
my
amazing.
dad. I even because I've been having trouble getting over there. I work for a restaurant, and we've been busy with the holiday season, so I haven't been able to get by my parents' house much. And the last time I was there, my dad called me his long lost son, and it's like, I only have 20 minutes to be here. I can't break down, cry, and celebrate this with you. I'm so mad you said this right now. And he's just like, I was just saying hi. Like, but it was just like that was like a whole moment for me. I didn't even have the time to like
I
get
didn't
to
even
it.
need to. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have 20 minutes to be here. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate you guys coming on just because too, like, obviously you're raised to be open, which I think is really cool, and I think that you're good, like, voices within your own community. So.
Definitely great allies.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys.
Do my best.
Well, and it's people like you that, I mean, just helps our community, period. I mean, because you're allies, and then if your friends aren't that accepting, they will be with their friends with
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, and it, you know, you doing it in comedy, I think that's going to be like, she's got 2 dads? Straight. I guess they can raise somebody straight.
Well, you
You know
gotta
what
feel
I
good
mean?
about your boyfriend just a little,
Yeah.
just so they know.
Just to reiterate the
Yeah.
fact that I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And, like, what, and then even if you could, like, get your, like, father's, like, basically like line up with your boyfriends and what they thought of each one. I don't know. Like there's a lot of directions you could go with that. I feel like they probably had a lot of opinions that would have been great.
Yes. I did make a comment in it last Tuesday about how they sometimes, I feel like, intentionally call my boyfriend, or like ex-boyfriends, I guess you could say, but like the wrong name in the moment, just to make them mad, just to make me mad because they don't like them. Just happened.
It's just like a small little like.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Passive aggressive.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Did you tell your dads you were coming on this? Or gonna do this?
No,
or
I
you
did not.
forgot, didn't you?
Yeah, well, no, I think I told him a while ago that there was this podcast, but I don't think I told him I was coming on it.
You'll have to make sure to show
Oh,
up.
no, they're not.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for
Thank
having
you
us.
for being allies. We need more of you guys.
Absolutely.
If you would like to follow the show, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And on our webpage at www.laughs.life, you can contact us, listen to every show, and watch every show also.
This has been Gaze of Our Lives. Make sure to check out the Gaze online at www.laughs.life. And since Lisa and Avery don't have a lot of money, this episode has been brought to you by
Higher Life CBD Dispensary for all your CBD needs. Located downtown Indianapolis at 901 North Pennsylvania Street. And make sure you tell them the Gays sent you.